And we're back. VWX, XWY, I'll get 3x plus 8 plus 2x plus 7 is equal to 7x minus 5, with VWY being the total. Gives me 5x plus 15 is equal to 7x minus 5. Add the 5, subtract the 5x, and you'll get 20 is equal to 2x, or x is equal to 10. Again, be careful. They're only asking us for x here, but you might see one asking you for an angle measure. Looking at this one now, they have been tricky here. Notice they give you the little one, the other little one, and then the total in that order. On this one, they're giving you the little one and then the big one. Ooh, watch out for that. Dangerous. I like it. So I'll have 7x plus 2, and I will have 3x plus 30. These are my two little ones. This is my big one, 14x minus 12. I'm going to get 10x plus 32 is equal to 14x minus 12. Subtract the 10, add the 12, 44 is equal to 4x, so x is equal to 11. And then I have wx bisects vwy. So these two are going to be equal to each other. 2x plus 8 is equal to 3x minus 30. And that's going to give me, subtract the 2x, add the 30, x is equal to 38. And we're all done with our angles. On this one, what is the midpoint of DG? We're going from 10 to 6. So the distance of 8 between them, or distance of 16 between them, half of that would be 8. So in the middle of that would be E or -2, however you want to do that one. What is the coordinate of the midpoint EH? So E to H, we've got -2 to 14. Again, that's a distance of 16. So in the middle of that would be 8. So to break that out for you, this is 16. So halfway is going to be 8. 8 away from 14 and 8 away from -2 is +6. So we're going to call that G or 6, whichever way. Show the coordinate of the midpoint of EG. EG, we're going from -2 to +6, so that's also a distance of 8. Half of that distance would be 4, so the midpoint is going to be F or +2, however you want to do that. Now, solving for x here. Love the angles. I've got vertical angles here. This means they will be congruent. I've got 6x plus 2 is equal to 3x plus 26. Subtract the 3x, subtract the 2. 3x is equal to 24. So x is going to be equal to 8 in my first one. In my second one, again, vertical angle, 7x is equal to 2x plus 50. So 5x is equal to 50. X is going to be equal to 10. On 39, I've got complements here. They add up to 90. So I'll have 3x plus 8 plus 2x plus 7. This sum is 90. 5x plus 15 is equal to 90. 5x is equal to 75. X is going to be 15 on this problem. This one, you've got 180 degrees. 90 of it is over here. That means 90 of it has to be over here. I'll have 4 plus 2, so 6x is equal to 90. X is going to be equal to, again, 15. On 41, I've got a sum right here of 180. So 12x and then 36 is equal to 180. This will be 12x is equal to 144, and then x will be equal to 12. On this one, same thing. The sum here is 180. So I'll have 4 plus 7x minus 18. So 11x minus 18 is equal to 180. I'm going to add the 18 to both sides. I'm going to get 198 is equal to 11x. So x is going to be equal to 18, right? 18 and 18, yeah. Boom. Looks just like that. So on your angles, first figure out what you know. Are they the same? Do they add up to 90? Do they add up to 180? That kind of stuff. And then go out and attack and find those values. Next page. Ooh, distance and midpoint formula. My favorite. Let's get it on. So, distance formula, let me write that down up here. You've got this huge monstrosity. You've got x1 minus x2 squared plus y1 minus y2 squared, and this is equal to distance. So my x's, the difference between my x's is going to be 2. I'll square that. The difference between my y's is going to be 4, and I'll square that. And we'll take the square root. So I've got 4 plus 16. This will be the square root of 20. And I'm going to need to break that down. Square root of 4 times square root of 5, or 2 square roots of 5. That is my distance. The coordinates of the midpoint. Now the midpoint is going to be your average x value. So x, x2 plus x1, your average x value, and your average y value, y1 plus y2 over 2. So if we look, we've got negative 2 minus 4, so negative 6 divided by 2, negative 3. And if you think about it, negative 3 is exactly between negative 2 and negative 4. The same thing with our next one. I've got negative 1 and positive 3. That sum is 2. Divided by 2 is 1. And again, if you think about it, negative 3 between negative 2 and 4, positive 1 exactly in the middle of 3 and negative 1. All right, distance for this one. I've got a difference in my x's of 12. I've got a difference of my y's as 5, negative 1 to negative 6. That's, again, the difference. Difference in the x's, difference in the y's. This is going to be 144 plus 25, 169, and that's going to give us a perfect square root of 13. This is my distance. The midpoint, I've got my average x value, so 12 plus 0, which is 12, over 2, 6. Negative 1 minus 6, so negative 7 over 2, 3.5. And again, to think about it, this is the average value. So if you have a 12 and a 0, they average to be 6. It's right in the middle. If you have a negative 1 and a negative 6, they average to be negative 3.5. Again, right in the middle. You've got an endpoint R and a midpoint M of RS. So to draw this picture, you have RS and then M is in between them. There are two ways to do this. I'm going to show you the long way up here, and I'm going to show you how I do it down here. The long way is to take and apply this formula. So you know one of the x values, you don't know the other x values. So 6 is your first x value. You're unsure of what s is. It's an unknown x and an unknown y. But you do know that 6 plus that value over 2 was equal to 5. And so then we just solve like you would any other x. So I've got 6 plus x is equal to 10. Once I multiply both sides by 2, subtract the 10, x is equal to 4. So s's x value had to be 4 to give us the midpoint of 5. And again, if you think about it, 5 is in between 6 and 4. So that's our first one. Our y is going to be executed the same way. I know my first y is negative 2. I do not know my second y, but I do know that added to my first divided by 2, it was 3. Again, multiply by 2 to get rid of my fraction. Add the 2 to the other side. My y value is going to be 8. So 4, 8 is my other endpoint. And if you think about it, negative 2 to 3 is 5 units. So it's in between that and another one. It's going to be 5 units higher at 8. To do this one in a casual, super fast way, the way I like to think about it, and there are so many different ways to do these problems, just showing you various ways. To give from r, from negative 5 to 2, to get halfway, you added 7. So to get the rest of the way, you're going to add another 7 and be at 9. Because it's in the middle. Same thing for your y's. To go from positive 1 to negative 4, or from negative 1 to negative 4 rather, you took away 3. That's halfway. So I'm going to take away another 3 and get to negative 7. Again, you can use your formulas. You can think it out. This one's to write it out real big. 9, negative 7. Lots of different ways to do it. You need to find a way that you understand. You don't want to memorize something. You don't want to play games. Find a way that you understand how it works and then attack it that way.